Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The Ember months are here. Today is the 1st of September. I pray that God will keep us in His love and this Ember month will not swallow us in Jesus' name. All right. Today is also a very significant day, being that it is the 1st of September. This predate for the ban on open grazing in the southern part of Nigeria, which was agreed upon by the 17 southern governors. But shockingly, most of them have not complied. We're going to see a list of the states that have not complied, those who are in the process and those who have already finished everything in terms of the anti-open grazing law and who are ready to push on with it. The Afenifere has spoken. The Northern Elders Group have also seek for understanding. Same with the Middle Belt. We're going to hear full details of this and also the reactions of Nigerians now that we've entered September. But before we give you all of that, if you've not subscribed, kindly hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. As the September 1st deadline on ban on open grazing in southern Nigeria dawns, no fewer than 10 states have failed to comply. And apart from Abia, Ogun, Oyo, Ekiti, Rivers, Ebonyi, and Ondo State that have passed the law, others are either in the process or have not begun at all. In fact, 5 states, precisely Anambra, Lagos, Imo, Edo, and Cross River, have ignored the agreement, while Delta, Osun, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, and Enugu are just in the process of complying. It is expected that as from today, it would be unlawful for anyone or group of persons to graze farm animals openly throughout the southern region. This development, coupled with the federal government recent statement that it has disbursed money running into billions of naira to reactivate the moribund grazing routes, totaling over 300 across the country, have been generating various and varied reactions, particularly among the ethnic nationality groups. This is not unexpected, as the announcement by the federal government has, by extension, ignored the open grazing ban given by the 17 state governors. The Ohanaeze has insisted that it would be implemented in the southeast because the people do not have any free land for open grazing. According to them, in the southeast, for instance, every way is tied to individuals, deities, and even shrines. So we don't have any free land for open grazing. We have made our position clear, and I want to believe that all the governors understood this very well. The National Publicity Secretary, Alex Ogbonnaya, had stated earlier. He, however, stressed that in a situation where a governor in a zone disagrees with the group, as it is being alleged that the Imo State Governor, Uzodinma, has done, the group would choose the path of dialogue until he understands the implication of what he is doing. The fact that the governor disagrees with us now does not matter until such a time when we have overstretched our patience. If he doesn't understand, then it will become a case. He also likened the federal government effort to reactivate the grazing routes to reenacting the slave routes. On his part, President of the Middle Belt Forum, MBF, Dr. Pogu Bitrus, expects that by today machinery would have been put in place to enforce the ban and also make provision for ranching. According to him, he said, we are only aware of Governor Uzodinma, who is allegedly reneging on the decision to accommodate what the southern people wants. But on the issue of open grazing routes, the Constitution is very clear. The President can only control the Federal Capital Territory in terms of land. Land is controlled by the state governors for the people, and that is what the Constitution says. So the President cannot, going by the Constitution, impose on the state government grazing routes. He can only negotiate. That is what the law says. So the issue of grazing routes, to me, is dead on arrival. I am not bothered about that because it is only a state governor who wants to cede his authority and power to the federal government that can allow such to happen in his state. The Northern Elders Forum reiterated that even as it was not against the ban, the problem associated with open grazing should be treated as a national challenge rather than resorting to threat and ultimatum. It also appealed to all stakeholders to remain calm. Speaking further, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, who is the spokesman of NEF, warned against expiration of the deadline being used as an excuse to attack cattle headers or their livestock. He said that the Northern Elders Forum has made its position very clear. We are not against the stoppage of open grazing. Our position is that the problem can be solved and must be solved as a national problem, and it should not involve the kind of trade or ultimatum that we see coming from leaders who should operate at a higher level of responsibility. But I very fear that as desirable as the ban is, it might not be successfully enforced because of the lopsided nature of policing in Nigeria. It therefore suggested that the southern state use the regional security outfit to enforce the ban. The National Publicity Secretary of Afenifere, Jare Ajayi, said, as desirable as the open grazing law by southern state government is, the chances of its successful enforcement are slim because of the lopsided nature of the country's policing system. He suggested that the southern state should establish special police unit to enforce the ban. It is worth recalling, however, that when some states in the north banned the sales and consumption of alcohol in the public, they did not rely on the federally controlled Nigerian police to enforce the law in their respective states. Rather, they set up what they call Hishba, local police, to enforce the law. In this way, it may not be out of place if the state concerned in the south use such regional security outfit as Amotekun in the southwest or Ebuwagu in the southeast to get compliance. These local security networks should be allowed to ensure and enforce state law, particularly the ban on open grazing, just as Hishba is used in the north to ensure the ban on sales and open consumption of alcohol. What is sourced for the goose shall also be sourced for the gander. And this has triggered a lot of reaction. You're going to hear what Nigerians have to say, because as we are saying, as I'm talking to you right now, it is already in motion, and a lot of state government are already out to ensure that it is carried out to the letter. Now, someone here says in developed countries like China or US or Canada, the people recruit brains to move the economy forward. China also have a robot that attends to customer in a hotel. So many technology keeps springing up from these countries, and in a few months or days at time, we will have the Galaxy Fold 3, and maybe iPhone might surprise us with 13. Believe me, I don't want to talk about this country right now. The best decision I have ever took was moving my kids abroad before they start reasoning like the cows in government in the nearest future. Our doctors keep leaving in droves, and the intelligent one among us are getting woo with juicy position abroad, and all these senior people could think as development is to disburse money for open grazing route. For God's sake, we still talk about cows in the 21st century. Well, my brother, there's nothing bad about talking about cows, but the truth be told that each of these should be given their respective place. They should be treated as private businesses, not as a federal government-owned businesses, because pushing in money, even for ranches, for me, is totally wrong. These guys, this is their business. If the government of different states says we do not want it, it's not a clear-cut send-off, It's a case of come, let's negotiate, go by our terms, and you'll be allowed to operate. Ranching is there and all of that. But federal government have decided to make it very personal, to do it. And I feel at this point, that should also be an issue that should be queried, because it's totally out of place. But however, with what is going on in the country, one will be forced to believe that the thing is now already federal government occupation. And then one have to stand his position not to sit out his own landed property. And now another person here says here, this issue requires so much consultation. They need to talk to different stakeholders to ensure that all of this is corrected. Someone here says Sanwo-Olu will be speaking big grammar, but can't pass an ordinary law that protects his land from criminal invaders. And this is the man that holds southern Governors Forum meeting. Such a shame. I think this thing has a lot to do with the fact that, this is a PDP government. I'm from PDP, and how can I be fighting against my people and all of that? But guess what? It's not good enough. I feel that this should be obeyed so that tomorrow somebody will not be saying that you are fighting against us, you're trying to stop our economic activity.